I just wanted to try to figure out why people think that they're going to have that success when they're hyper-criticizing their spouse or their co-wife. I don't care if she's the initial wife. I don't care if she's a subsequent wife. It will not be a success if that is what is being practiced. Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships and co-author of Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. Now, for those of you that are new, I'm the initial wife. I get asked that often, and I just want to make that clear to those of you, once again, that are new. I'm the initial wife of Coach Nazir. Shout out to him and my awesome co-wife, Coach Nyla. In this video, I would like to talk about hyper-criticism and polygyny. Now, this is really something that, can be very irritating for those that are on the receiving end of it, and very ridiculous for the people that are actually doing it to others. Now, hyper-criticism and polygyny, what does that mean? That means nitpicking every little thing that your husband does or your co-wife does in order to place blame on them. And it's so easy to place blame because it's almost effortless if you have ruminating negative feelings towards them. Whether it was done the way you wanted it done, whether you were at their wedding, whether or not you were not at their wedding, whether you have accepted it, whether you've not accepted it. But to later on nitpick every little thing to find something wrong that they're doing is not the business that you should be in as a wife in polygyny. Because if you think about your husband or you think about your co-wife or what they're going through, what you're going through, think about if someone nitpicked everything that you do to make you wrong. There's this quote that I love: you can be right or you can be married, but you can't be both. Because there's some part of marriage that has mistakes in it. There has so much to learn in it. And if you want to be the righteous one that's on high, that always is doing everything okay because you've placed blame on everyone around you, that is involved in polygyny. Now, to be clear, I'm monogamously married to Coach Nazir, and Coach Nyla is not monogamously married to Coach Nazir as well. I'm using that example because he's the common denominator between the two of us wives. So if I'm nitpicking everything he does, if she's nitpicking everything that he does, if he's nitpicking everything that we do, how is polygyny supposed to be successful? You cannot hyper-criticize people and then want polygyny to be a success and then wonder why it's not a successful relationship. If they're so busy making mistakes, how can you get to the love part in your marriage, the respect part in your marriage, the intimacy, the romance of your marriage? If the person you're married to, and I'm not married to Coach Nyla, let's be clear, because some people in these comments have thought that we're not. There's none of that going on here. We're Muslim women, and we practice Islam, so we're not married to one another, but again, we're married to Coach Nazir. Now, where can the intimacy, the romance be, nurtured? And I have my coaching program, it's called Nourishing Fulfillment. And I get into that. So if you want to talk about that more, if you want coaching or counseling with me, check out CoachFatimah.com. And especially with our husband, Coach Nazir, check out CoachNazir.com and CoachNyla.com for those of you that would like to get counseling from any of the three of us. I want to just put that out there because we've been asked a lot. We do have clients and we do coach and counsel. Now, I just wanted to try to figure out why people think that they're going to have that success when they're hyper-criticizing their spouse or their co-wife. I don't care if she's the initial wife. I don't care if she's a subsequent wife. It will not be a success if that is what is being practiced. If the husband is doing that, it's not what's going to make polygyny fulfilling for anyone involved in it. It's going to make life miserable is what it's going to do. But don't get mad when it does if you're the one hyper-criticizing everything that everybody else does to make yourself look good or make yourself right. I had to talk about it. I don't know. I've sat with so many people saying, well, you know, I'll give an example of hypercriticism. I'll say, well, you know, he's been gone all day. He's been working all day and he came home. He's tired and I didn't get to spend time with him until we ate breakfast together in the morning. But I wanted time at night and in the morning. Did he do anything wrong though? No. His body has a right over him so he can go to sleep when he comes in. Because he's a person. So when you hyper-criticize a person, you forget that you are dehumanizing them. And thinking, well, you got to do everything right for me to be happy. I want you to make me happy. Because if you don't, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to judge everything you do and I'll make your life hell. That's not your job. This is about making it easier. It's about helping. That doesn't mean you make all the moves. That doesn't mean you get to control everything because you don't get to do that either. But it does mean that you don't get to make it a hardship on the situation. Because when you make it a hardship for the husband, it affects your own marriage. When you're trying to run him into the ground, it affects your particular marriage. It affects his ability to be husband and father. When he does it to you, it affects your ability to be wife and mother. And we got to think about that. If we want to nourish fulfillment, if we want to nourish and facilitate a marriage that is healthy and doesn't create more generational trauma. So, I just had to say that. I wanted to talk about it because it is something that has been complained about. It's something that is being suffered through often with many couples. So I really wanted to drive the point home. Don't make it harder than it needs to be on yourself and it's specifically on others. Figure out if you're the miserable one in the situation or not and do your work in order for you to become better. Best practices for best results. Now, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you guys are not following us on our socials, why not? Please follow us on IG at Outstanding Relationships and on YouTube and Facebook at Outstanding Personal Relationships. And once again, we all three of us do coaching and counseling. So check us out on our respective websites that I've mentioned before. I'm going to leave you all with a little GLC. But before I do, make sure that in the comments you hashtag Polygang so that we can see that you guys are there. And then if you want to ask any questions, place them in the comments. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Hope you got some gems. Leaving you with a little GLC. Make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I'm Coach Fatimah. I'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Here are 3 ways outstanding personal relationships can help you.
Make sure you guys are following us on our social medias at Outstanding Personal Relationships on YouTube and Facebook, and on IG at Outstanding Relationships, and also Clubhouse under our names.
And make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com and sign up for our email list. And there you will get updates on our new book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored.
Absolutely. And last but not least, when it comes to coaching or counseling, if you want to work with us one-on-one or in group settings, make sure you're on that website and reach out to us because we do have very limited spots and we usually have a wait list. So with that being said, GLC.
Make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.